Hello children, in this video I'll be covering land use. So what is land use? Land use involves management and modification of natural environment or wilderness into built environment such as settlements and semi-natural habitats such as arable fields, pastures and managed woods. So what does this means? Management means art and science of properly doing something, or we can say systematically doing something. And land use is also land use modification means to change the certain system from present state. That means to change certain system from present state into modern state, which we desire to have. It is of natural environment or wilderness. That means we have seen all those things in coastal areas. Built environment means modified by humans for their own benefit. For example, we can see by converting land into human settlement or various other activities that they are converting those land into railways, industries, airports and all. Okay. So land also involves the conversion of pastures, that is livestock can also graze over there. So from all this we can say that the purpose of land use is to get maximum benefit of land. Land use should be practiced in such a way that the action and activities which are planned on a particular piece of land gives the maximum benefit, or the products from it. Land use planning in city development, it is used to avoid conflicts or fight in land use by designating the lands to different activities such as human settlement, industrial zone, in parks, business centers and so on. Why these land use patterns they are changing? The answer is that we know that the population it is growing day by day, and the demand of the humans, the land use pattern, it has changed considerably. So when we have done the analysis of the change in land use over past 25 years in Indian cities, we have seen a remarkable change in land use pattern, because the built up land area it has increased, whereas other categories like agricultural land and forest land it has decreased, because when the population it is growing day by day, they have to use those open areas and agricultural land and forest areas. So they cut down the trees to take the place for their settlement and for industries and so on. So this has changed the landscape of the cities also. So there are some more reasons for changing land use pattern. So as we have discussed that one of the most important reason for this changing land use pattern is the increase in human population. Next is the changing socio-economic status and changing lifestyle. Due to change in their lifestyle, more and more resources should be used. More and more industries are also being developed, and they are also constructed. So because of those industries, pollution is there, imbalance in nature in there. So natural factors are also prevailing, such as increase in temperature, low rainfall, decrease in water resources. all those things happen. Reduction in agricultural efficiency, less profit will be there. People, they are migrating to urban centers. More and more land is being required for their settlement as well as for industrial development. Increase in developmental project is being taking place, such as for roads, railways, airports. So those are all the reasons for the changing land use pattern. Now, what is the effect of changing land use pattern? So first is socio-economic impact. Conversion of these forest and these farmland to urban development, it reduces the amount of land which is available for food and timber production. So when land is reduced, it has affected the socio-economic status of small farmers as well as the farm laborers. Industries, some of the industries, they are dependent on agriculture, they also suffer. So in that way, it has affected the socio-economic condition. Second most important impact is environmental impact. These land use and management practices, they have a major or most important impact on the natural resources also. That means, for example, we can take water, soil, air, nutrient, plants, animals. So due to more population, deforestation is being done. With the result, greenhouse effect is there. Deforestation, because of deforestation, so many habitats are being destroyed, which affect the biodiversity. Water cycle, it is disturbed. There will be increase in soil erosion, runoff, landslide, and these all natural calamities can also occur when there will be imbalance in the environment. Urban development, it also adds air pollution, water pollution, urban runoff and flooding, because when there will be more people living in urban areas, more automobiles, more industries will be settled, air pollution will be there, more industries will be, when more industries will be there, the effluents will come out from there and it will go into the water bodies, water pollution will be there. So in that way, these pollution will also be occurring over there. So there is an increase in soil erosion also, deforestation is there, so top layer is being removed, soil erosion will be there, salinization is there, land is cleared, desertification happens, habitat destruction. So these are all associated with urban development, and because of this there will be there is a loss in biodiversity, and which leads to extinction of species. There is also a decline in forest products, because forests, they are reducing. There is decrease in open space land, environmental amenities also. Our next topic is modern agriculture. When we talk about modern agriculture, that means there is involvement of high yielding varieties of seeds and intensive irrigation. It will be highly mechanized and also uses large quantities of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Modern agriculture, it is also done in large land holdings and monoculture. It can also be called intensive agriculture. It also involves high level of inputs and outputs. It is characterized by low fallow ratio, high use of inputs, we say as, for example, capital and labor, and higher crop yields per unit area. It is When we talk of modern agriculture, that means it should be highly mechanized. Okay. So the environmental liabilities are in the form of huge usage of energy, water and industrial chemicals. When there will be more involvement of machineries, more involvement of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, so there will be increase in pollution also. So there will be increase in pollution in the arable land, usable water as well as in atmosphere. Because these chemicals, what they do, they accumulate in the ground, in surface water and atmosphere also. So there are some issues which are related to water in India. We know that water is a big source of death in India. The main reason being lack of water and there are some issues which are related to water in India. Water is a big source of death in India, and the main reason behind is that lack of water and polluted water. So there are some issues which are related to water we are facing right now. So first is water scarcity. That means increasing gap between the demand and supply. We know that water demand in India is roughly 90% agriculture, 5 to 6% for industry, and rest for domestic and other uses. So demand from domestic and industrial sources is expected to increase with the growth of economy and population. The available water, it is not efficiently used. For example, we can say कि in agriculture 40 to 50% of the water gets wasted because of inefficient management of water resources. So that's why there is water scarcity. Now the second point and the most important point is depletion of groundwater. We know that water is depleting at a very rapid pace. So rate of extraction is more than the rate of replenishment of the aquifers. Groundwater, it is extracted for irrigation as well as for domestic needs. So in that way, water table, it is going down and depletion of groundwater is there. Third most important point is the worst quality of water. Water pollution, it is becoming a serious problem in India, with over 70% of surface water and lot of groundwater sources already they are polluted with various type of poisonous waste, organic and inorganic waste. Another point is disputes and fight for water. There are disputes amongst different states over water usage. For example, the Krishna Godavari water dispute, Madhya Pradesh and Orissa, Maharashtra, Karnataka, these all. Last point is inaction on the part of government. Inability of the government to take serious step. The government is not taking a serious step. Because of that, the situation, it is going out of the hand. And huge amount of money it is being spent on the cleaning of the water bodies, cleaning of Ganga and Yamuna, which has now shown no results. So the policies and the laws which are related to these water bodies, pollution and regulation, they are not compiled with. The Indian masses, they lack the knowledge of various policies which are related to water. For example, national water policies, policies of rainwater, on rainwater harvesting, National Water Mission, and the Water Act, which is for prevention and control of pollution. So these are all the issues which are related to water in India. So children, now this chapter is also completed. Go through the exercise, revise it and complete it in your registers. Thank you so much.